Hey guys, Trip here. And I'm not going to look at the camera because there's a flash on it and it's not the best light inside and it pretty much blinds me so I can't see what's going on. But what happened was we were busy flying SU-27 glue and go. And it's an 8-inch prop on there, it doesn't really have much clearance. My wife Andy tried to fly it, she crashed it. It cut right through the prop, cut right through servo wire. It cut 2 servo wires when I crashed it as well. So I'm not so sure where to run these bloody cables because that prop keeps slicing them to pieces. But to fix a servo I guess can't be that complicated. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and solder the wires together. So first I'm going to take some heat shrink. I'm not so sure which size to use. Shit. Probably this one. Or this one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. That one should fit nicely. A little bit bigger. Do we have bigger? Blue's a bit too big. Okay, I guess we'll go with the yellow. So just cut 3 equal pieces on this yellow. And another one. And then I guess we'll put a piece over all of them when we're done. That's my heat shrink. I got it from China. It's shitty heat shrink, but I guess it's okay. You want a soldering iron? I've got a really shitty soldering iron too. I ordered a new one. I'm waiting for it to come. You want some flux? Definitely want some flux. Doesn't matter what flux it is, even if it's cheap shit. Some flux is better than no flux. Okay, now firstly we need to put heat shrink on the wires, and I separated them quite far down because this wire is gonna get hot and it's going to want to shrink the heat shrink all the way down there where it is. Okay, so let me just get on 3 pieces. I'm going to try and make the solder joint really tiny so that I can actually get the heat shrink over the solder connection. Now what I'm going to do to open the cable is just burn it, because it's not silicone wire, so I'm just going to burn it and pull the plastic off. You just make it shrink up just a little bit. There you go. Wire 1 is exposed. Just pull it off. Just burn a little bit and you pull it off, and that'll expose it. Just burn it, and as soon as it wants to burn, just pull it off. You're not always going to get it perfect, but that's okay. Let's do it with this one. Burn it and pull it off. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. Give it a... if you don't get all the plastic off, just go over it with your nail. It'll all come off. This is a really quick way to strip cables. Sometimes you'll get it where you'll just get it hot enough to pull the whole piece off. Sometimes it'll smear. You gotta just hit it with some flame and goes away. Okay, so now make the connection between the wires. I guess what we're gonna do is just wrap them around each other somewhere in the middle. And I'll solder them one by one. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take quite a lot of flux. Do this in a ventilated place, please, because breathing in the smoke from flux isn't very healthy. I don't have a very ventilated room, so I can't do that. And also what I do have is I have ridiculously thick solder, which I got from some guy. It'll be complicated to explain who he is, because there's a lot of things. So pretty much what I'm going to do is, look, my solder's really shitty, so I'm going to turn that, I'm going to stick that under there and whoops, soldered. Okay, so we've got a successful solder joint. And it's perfect. I mean, it doesn't have to be $1 million solder joint, for God's sakes. That is perfectly fine. Let's close that up. And shrink the heat shrink. I have a heat gun for this, but I'm not so sure why I'd go through the trouble of plugging it in when I can just do it with the light. I don't know. Heat gun's over there. I actually took it out with the purpose of using it, but I didn't. Okay, so second joint. Just gonna wrap the wires. Wrap them up nicely. Catch some flux with it. I'd say you don't have to go overboard with the flux, but my solder is shitty. It really is shitty, so I gotta go a bit high on the flux just to get the burn I want. Okay. Okay, so soldering iron against the wire, and then touch the wire with some solder. There we go. Servo joint is soldered. And it's really strong. It is actually very strong. Let's cool it down a bit. Pull the heat shrink over. Shrink it. There you go. I'm not going to be surprised if this works. I actually expect it to work rather nicely. And the wires are soldered together rather nicely, so these are 9-gram servos, they're not that strong. So I don't think the solder joints are going to create that much resistance. But yeah. That's too much. Like I said, I got a really thick piece of soldering wire, so I might overdo it. But I try to keep it as small as possible. And I mean, that's okay. That's not bad. I'm going to pull the heat shrink over it. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put that piece over all of them. What an idiot. So there we go. And that is the repair of a servo. Is it working? I guess we're going to find out. So we need that. We need an ESC that has a connector that is the same as one of my batteries. I got a 40 amp laying around. Some Chinese ESC. Plug in the lead. Plug in the servo. And test it. And servo still centered perfectly. Okay, so that is done, I guess. There we go, servo fixed. Really simple fix. It's the prop sliced the wires. I soldered the wires together. No big fuss. The servo's going to go back in the plane and it's going to live to fly again another day. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.